Wonder what it would be like, what it would be like if we never said goodbye. Maybe in another life, maybe we could try falling in the moment. Maybe that would be enough. I wonder what it would be like if we never had to grow up. Job at your dad's place. I still think back to our best days when we had it all. Sneaking out, staying up on a Thursday. 21, getting drunk on your birthday. Yeah, we had it so good in the worst way. Wish we never changed. I wonder what it would be like, what it would be like if we never said goodbye. Maybe in another life, maybe we could try falling in the moment. Wonder
Here we go. Live and direct, Facebook Live style, the attraction marketing Playguide, day 2. Boosh.
The suspense is killing Rachel.
It is killing someone. I know. B-Dog and Sammie G in the house coming at you, and we're excited to be bringing you this next part of this training. So hopefully, you've been doing the work. Have you been doing the work? What about you, Sammie G?
Well, it's only 5 days, and I think there's so much information out there. There's courses, there's books to read, there's everything out there. And a lot of people are walking libraries. They've got every single thing in their head about, they know what to say, they know how to post, they know all about Canva, they know about all the products, they know about everything. They just don't do anything. So that's why we designed this, is to get you into action, because it doesn't matter how much you know. It doesn't matter how many times you're told how to, say the thing or talk about the thing. If you don't go out and do it and fail forward and try and then get yourself back up off the ground and try again, you're not going to get anywhere in your business. So action is number 1 here.
I'm loving the activity that is going on inside of the attraction marketing community. I'm seeing a lot of people filling out their workbook. So hopefully you found the workbook. And hopefully you know where the central hub is, because that's going to be very important as we move through these next couple of days. Because we're going to be sharing more things with you, like Sammie said, to get you into action. That's what it's all about. Like, Sammie said yesterday, consistency is going to win over any skill that you have. And I know that there is genius inside of each and every one of you. And I can see so many people that spin their wheels on social media, just spinning their wheels, trying to come up with the right post. At the end of the day, to gain attraction, to get attention, and more importantly, if you don't have all this stuff that we're talking about, it just sort of falls by the wayside, and you become this content creator with nothing behind it, right?
Nothing
Am I
at the end
right?
of it. Yeah, you can spend hours going through all of this stuff and coming up with these amazing ideas. And, if I went through a lot of your brain cells, you probably know more than me. You've probably done more courses than me. You've read more books than me. You know exactly how to do it. The only difference is you have to be willing to put that into action. And a lot of people are so obsessed with being perfect. It's like, when I just read one more book, when I just do one more course, when I just work on Canva for 6 hours today, perfecting my thing, then you should see me go when I actually get into action. And 2 years pass and they haven't actually got themselves out of where they are. So I think also understanding that you have to fail forwards. Try, it's not going to work, get back up again. Try, it's not going to work, get back up again. Try, it may work this time. If you have that sort of an attitude, you're going to eventually work your way into success.
I love also inside the Attraction Marketing Playguide Facebook group, and that is that overnight we seem to have accumulated another 40 people. Just, like under pressure, just work under pressure. Like you haven't even been in day 1, but just get straight in for day 2. And this is real life what we're dealing with, right? And this is why we're talking about being able to capture and be able to then do something with that network as you build this, right? So this thing that we're going through could be later created as a 5-day challenge, just for example, right? And we could use this to be able to then take this out to the world, into the space of all the people that are online, and be able to filter the network marketers from, or online marketers, or social entrepreneurs, or people who are looking to build a business online using this sort of strategy. And we use this to separate and sort and sift the different people. Now, you would think that creating highly engaging, high value, things such as this, for example, a 5-day training with workbooks and everything else in between, you would think that people would who are interested in that would be 100% committed, right? And this is what you're going to find out. The reality is they're not.
They're watching.
We're live, and I get that this is a crazy time for some people. There's 20 people on. There's 124 people in that group that put their hand up and said,
I want change. I want change.
Now, I love the fact that we have replays and all that sort of different stuff, but I just want you to bear in mind that as you go about posting different stuff, as you go out there marketing yourself, as you go out there into the social media world, and you're imagining that you just create this amazing post and all of a sudden everyone shows up, the chances are that's very slim. So having multi conversations, being able to capture the information just on that, that one split decision, and then that people move on with their life, people are busy, people wherever else. But if you remain consistent in your messaging and you have different ways to have different touch points, I should say, on how to communicate, connect, and build trust over time with your prospects, this is where you can start to build a network that's highly engaged, highly valuable to your business. And then in turn, you'll be able to make more sales.
And that is the biggest thing. I think a lot of people think they have to have a massive audience. You can have a massive audience, 20, 30, 40, 100,000 people. But if your audience aren't engaged with you, it makes no difference. This, like what Brett's saying, this is a prime example. 120 people in a group, or 2,500 people in a group, or 6,000 people in groups, 70,000 people in groups. How many of those people are engaged? It's because sometimes people have life going on. They've got things going on in their mind. They've got some other distractions. Something's going on here. Something's going on there. They're not always on your level. It doesn't mean to say that the stuff that you're posting isn't working. It doesn't mean to say they're not going to be interested in 6 months' time when their life's calmed down and they can actually hear what you're saying. But for most of the time, I think this is a good sort of awakening that people will do what people are going to do. So you have to keep going and working your way and holding your vision for whatever it is that you're trying to create, and being consistent above everything else. A lot of people get knocked down at the first hurdle. I posted 6 things for 6 weeks and no one bothered. But guess what? On the 7th week when you didn't post, that was probably when that amazing person was going to buy your product or come into your business.
And let's have a look, like just really quickly, we talk about, building your network. And we've all sort of fallen into this. There's this sort of feeling that more likes on your social media equals more money, right? Like I've got to build my followers and I've got to get more numbers on it. And I've seen people who have, 10, 20, 30, 40,000 social media friends or likes, and still not able to capitalize on that network. And the reason why is because there are people just flying past for one thing or another that have clicked like, and they've got on with their day and never come back to your environment. You cannot control that traffic. You cannot control it. Just by doing a post does not mean to say that 28,000 or 30,000 or 10,000 people are all instantly going to see it, and they're all instantly your raving fans. And that's the secret to what we're building here. Niching down, getting specific, going after in between the eyeballs of a certain avatar rather than trying to be all things to everyone. And the most important thing is to have a back end to the whole thing that you're putting out there. It's no good. And you know it. Like, you have a look at your own business. You put these posts out. You go, right, I'm going to build my whole business online. Social media is the strategy. Rah. So you go out there and you do some posts on your personal page, right? The thing is, you're going to get these low-lying fruit, what we call that low-lying fruit, which is just, people that's like, in your personal community, your mom, your brother, your sister, your auntie, your friend down the road, and they're all like, yeah, give me your stuff, I'll buy it. And you're like, whoa, got some wins here. But then doing it and doing it and doing it again isn't the end strategy here. It's not just like, okay, I gotta work harder, I gotta increase my content, I gotta push harder, I gotta find new ways to create the same content. The reality is you haven't got a capture where you can build your network. And that is the secret to this. That is the secret to attraction marketing, is hitting someone with the eyeballs with your social media strategy, but pulling them into an environment where you can then control what we talked about yesterday, which is controlling the environment, controlling the conversation, and controlling the relationship building exercise, which ultimately you want to do.
And it really is true that, you've probably seen those quotes out there on social media, or you've read it in a book. People need a certain amount of exposures to something before they will buy, before they will trust you, before they look at something. I think as marketers, we can get very bogged down in, I did the perfect post. I put it out there. Why haven't 150 people bought it? Like, I give up. And it's not that, it's chipping away at something. To break the glass vase of somebody going to buy your thing, it's a work in progress. You have to chip a bit here, chip a bit there, hit them through the eyeballs with something. Then they may not look at your thing for another 6 weeks. Then they come back to it and say, oh yeah, that person, they're scrolling back through your posts. It's about building up layers and layers and layers of trust and understanding from the other person until eventually the penny drops in their mind and they're like, oh, she's selling weight loss. I didn't realize that, even though I've seen her post for the last 6 months. I just didn't have time to even digest what she was saying. But now I have, because she's hit me so many times. Now the penny's dropped, it's sunk in. I'm actually looking for that. I'm going to her. So you have to be willing to do small amount of work over a long period to build up that trust and build up that sort of message.
Yeah. So just while Sammie, Lindy has said that you're looking amazing today, looking beautiful. So
thank you.
she didn't say looking great.
I don't feel it. I've been out with the chickens. I've been running around with kids. I don't feel it this morning, let me tell you.
I actually cut my hair for this occasion. I mean, like, no one even noticed. But anyway, so great. So let's get stuck into it. This is today's super exciting. Look what I do. I'm going to do a little bit. Hey, there we are, Sammie G, because I missed you yesterday while we were on this.
I was on it.
So I'm going to just cancel my little timer there and let's get stuck into it. All right, so this is day number 2 of the Attraction Marketing Play Guide. B-Dog and Sammie G in the house. And we're just a little I moved me around a bit so I can just see what's going on. And the benefits of attraction marketing, so just a brief overview, a review. Remember, this is what we ultimately want to do. We want to generate more leads. How many people want to generate more leads? We want to have a lead generating machine that basically you go out and you put, like I said, you're putting all this effort into social media, putting all this effort into creating posts, creating all this effort on taking lovely photos of yourself. But if you don't have a call to action, you're not doing what you want, which is putting your net out and pulling people in, pulling people in, and creating that lead network, that network of people that over time, like we've just said, people, they're not all going to be ready today. And that's what you have to go into this understanding, is that no one's waking up today thinking to themselves, I'm going to join your team or I'm going to buy all your stuff. They're not thinking that. But what you're ultimately wanting to do is putting out that bit of information, that little bit of a hook where they're like, oh, I'm interested in that, looking at that, pull them into your world, and then building trust over time, which is exactly what we talked about. If you're wondering how to generate leads online, attraction marketing is a great way to do it, which we talked about. This is because attraction marketing focuses on creating content that will attract potential customers to your business. You can quickly generate leads and build by providing valuable information to your list. It's exactly what Attraction Marketing 101 is all about. Building that brand. It's also about, putting you out there, allowing your expertise and your genius to shine, something that you're interested in, something that excites you, because we can't change people's opinion, but we can definitely give them energy. We can definitely create excitement. And if we love what we talk about, then people are going to be able to see it.
And that is, it's a huge thing, energy. I've been watching different things going on social media and analyzing. Like, I'm always like, how does that work? How does that person take something, like this inanimate thing or something that doesn't work or something that's not that amazing? How do they sell it? How do they get that message across to a person? What is this magic thing? Is it that the product has to be absolutely amazing? Is it that, you need this list of things? What is it? How do you get that through the screen to another person? And I promise you, it's energy. What happens is when you start your business, you have this 90-day run. For some people, it lasts 12 months. For some people, it's a bit longer. Other people, it's a bit shorter. It's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to smash it. I'm going to get there. It could be you're selling this, but the energy is so magnetic that people are flocking to you, wanting to know what you're doing. They don't care really that you're selling this pen. They're just like, what the heck are you doing? Like, your energy is so good. You're enthusiastic, you're upbeat, you're positive. You've got a sense of urgency. You all would have felt that in your business the first 90 days. Everything's new. It's like a new relationship. And somehow that energy creates like a magnet and it pulls people in. Now, after that 90-day run, that 6 months, that 12 months, you get a little bit like, it's like a comfy old pair of slippers. It's amazing. And you know it deep down, but your level of normality is here. And it's like, yeah, I'll get on there and I'll post something today, or I'll post something this week, or I'll do something. You know it's a great product. You know you have a great business opportunity. You know it, but your energy is different. It's different to when you first began. And if you look around you in the world of social media, for anyone starting a business, a brand new business, even if their product offering is not very good and their energy is high, somehow people will go and have a look at it. So what that should say to you is that you have to have high energy. You have to have this high vibe of enthusiasm, and you have to find that back in yourself again and again and again over your business journey to sort of get your relaunch out there through social media.
So let's talk about then. Let's use the analogy of dating, okay? Marriage. How many of you are married?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know, Sammie's talking about an old pair of socks, an old pair of shoes, an old pair of slippers. Okay, so let's just look at attraction marketing, right? Or what we do, right? Let's take attraction marketing out of the game, and then we'll show the difference. What happens when you first meet, you know, the person of your dreams, right? Like, you go out, there's energy, there's excitement, there's passion. It's all like, we're going to do this. We're going to have long walks along the beach. And, you know, I want to go, you know, exploring and doing all these different things. So you date, right? You're dating. So you're going a little bit back and forth. You're not quite sure whether this is going to be the person, but you're going to go along with it. You know, there's like I said, there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of excitement, electricity, the passion. And so you're doing these different things back and forth, right? It's getting to know each other. You're building, you're deepening the rapport between each other. Then when it's the right time, and you've done everything that you need to do, you've had a look around, you've done all the things, then it's time to move to the commitment, right? So then it's, you know, you pop the question, and you don't, let's just remember, right? You remember, you don't just walk up to some random in the street and say, hey, you look great in orange, by the way. Do you want to marry me? You want to marry me, right? And so for a lot of people in their marketing, that's all we're doing.
That's the expectation.
We're putting out on social media, we're trying to create a post that says, marry me every day. That's what we're asking someone to do. And it's like, call to action is buy my stuff. Like, that's what it sounds like on social media, ahead. Right? And
or join my business. That's where
join my opportunity.
That's where people are getting lost in trying to find social marketers. They're like, I posted about my business. Where is everyone? And exactly like what Brett just said, you're asking people to marry you instead of building up those steps, which we talked about yesterday in terms of the product offering.
So now let's put attraction marketing inside of this, right? And then let's have a look at it. Right, we can be excited. And I hope you're excited about day one. I hope you're excited about what you're able to achieve. But imagine if you could bottle the excitement, right? You could bottle the excitement, you could bottle the energy, you could bottle the passion, and then you could put it on repeat so that even when you're having a bad day, and you're not wanting to to get out of bed, you're not wanting to, put the energy in, because let's face it, we all have that going on. Right, and if you don't have something to like bottled already, and you don't have the opportunity to bottle it, so the brand new person who comes in 12 months later, which Sam was talking about, 12 months later, they don't get the same attitude and the energy as what you like. And it's not your fault and it's not their fault. It's just the reality. It's because we are on you're on the bike. You're on the bike of huffing and puffing and carrying on. By 12 months comes, man, you're like, just take the bloody bottle. I mean, just buy it, would you already? So
just become a social marketer. Where are you all hanging out? Come on in.
That's right. That's exactly right, Tracy. They're getting hairy legs. They don't even shave anymore.
Yes,
right? They don't care. They're like, they've got the dad bod. They don't care, right? Like you've got what you needed to do, and so that is. So here's what I want you to understand. Go into these next 5 days. Go into these challenges as pure excitement. Pour everything you can into it. so that when we start to create things like the lead magnet, like we're talking about, then that's like a lead magnet is like a bottle of energy. You bottle it up. And so that when you then go out and start creating the everyday posts, you want people to have that best experience of you. You want to be able to, they want to hear it in your voice. You want to be able to hear it in what you talk about. And the beautiful thing about attraction marketing is you can bottle it up. So 12 months from now, 18 months from now, 24 months from now, 5 years from now, the same level of excitement, even though you're not physically doing it, it's on autopilot.
And I've seen it happen. I've seen people who have just made a decision to change their energy, to get out there and change the way that they're posting, to talk about whether it's their product or their opportunity or whatever it is. It may not be the greatest, it may not be the best product, it may not be the best opportunity, but again, they will trump everyone who even has a better product and a better opportunity because of their energy. Because of their energy. So whatever you're looking at on social media, whatever at the moment, wherever you are searching or looking, if someone's selling a product and it's pulling you in and you're like, what is that thing they're selling? Or if someone's selling an opportunity and you're drawn to have a look at it, and even though you're looking at your own thing going, well, this is 50 million times better, I promise you it's because of the energy that they put out on social media.
Yeah, so the opportunity here is to capture and bottle your energy.
Yeah,
is to capture the things that you're genius at, to do the things that matter most to you, that you're awesome at. And like I asked this question on the Facebook group. Are you more comfortable at video or are you more comfortable at writing? And a lot of people said both and all sorts of different stuff. And we're going to get into it. But imagine if every week you had to create content, and you are going to have to do this, and you're doing it deliberately. Which is your best way to do it? Are you a writer? Sammie's a writer. She's on the camera and she's looking good. She looks good for camera, but she would prefer to write. Me, I just like to throw it straight at the camera and just have this sort of conversation. So then when we go into starting to create content and being able to create your genius, there are two paths to carry. Now you can do both, and the best thing is there is that opportunity to do both, but you're going to be wanting to do this, or you're going to be wanting to write more often. So keep those things in mind, because your genius is your best spent in those high level activities that you are excellent at.
And there's no right or wrong or better or worse. It's not like, someone who can write really well on social media is better than someone who can do video. There isn't. It's all about tapping into who you are. I have seen people have huge businesses and all they do is write posts, but somehow their writing gets across to people and they absorb the message through their word, through the written word. For other people, it's through video and it's posting about videos, and they barely write anything, but they're so good on video and they're so entertaining. They build a great business through that. So it really is finding what works for you and how you communicate best, how you feel you get your message across best, how you feel you get your energy across best, how you can articulate yourself best. It's about finding that little way, that channel, because remember, this is your TV channel. So it's no good going, well, she does it that way, so I better just do that just because she does it. It's not about that at all. It's about you finding how you as a human being, how you operate best in the world. And I promise you, when you find out which way that is, you will get your message across very loud and clear to everyone you want to hear it.
So we are going to talk more, we're going to deep dive into the content strategy in the next couple of days. But today we are going to be focusing on now deep diving into creating something, like I said, that is like now a physical, tangible thing that you can now put your name to, sign off on, and be able to take that and sort of start, when people are starting to ask you those same questions, like what's the question that you get asked the most over and over again? If you're having that conversation more than once, if you're talking about more than once, chances are you should create something that's a PDF or something that someone you can send it straight to, and in return, we'll swap it over, right? You give me your email and I'll send you that, and it's easy. And it takes less time for you to be able to do it. You do it once though. Once you do it once, then you've got it that you can repurpose it over and over again. So let's just jump in. So we've done the bit of an overview of what's going on. Let's get into it now. Leads. Now we're talking about leads specifically today. Leads are the lifeblood of any business. Wouldn't it be fantastic to have a predictable system to grow your reach, increase your influence, and stand out in a noisy world? But how do you take your knowledge and expertise and create something that will attract the right person to your business? What you're about to learn, what we're going to be talking about today, and more importantly, implement, right? There's the word. What's the word, Sammie G?
Implement.
It is correct. It's the most critical asset you'll ever create for your online business. A lead magnet that converts your ideas and expertise into a lead generating machine, grows your list, attracts new customers, and positions you as the expert in your chosen industry. I am excited, Sammie G. Are you excited about that?
Can't wait.
Okay, so let's. All right. Oh, thanks very much. All right. Well, I'm going to throw that on there so I can see your lovely face while we're talking about it. Let's keep going. All right. Push. Okay. So this is what we're going to be talking about today. Why positioning yourself as the expert. I'm just going to move that around. Why positioning yourself as the expert is a king in online marketing, how you can do that for your audience. Our top tips are making the perfect lead magnet. And we're going to give you some ideas, but more importantly, we're going to give you some things that you can implement straight away, especially for this challenge. How to avoid content burnout. How many people got burnout?
Oh, they're sick
Right?
to death of posting the same old thing, and then they go around in circles and go, I'll post that picture again, but maybe I'll do a green background this time. Because you get to that point where it's like, how much more stuff can you actually churn out about the same old thing?
Even this. I've heard a lot of people just say, just repurpose your social, like just repurpose your posts and stuff. It's like, if that was a banging post, right? And again, we're going to talk about this. If you had an amazing post, you did a lot of time and energy into it. You taught something of value. You thought it was great. Some people, like a lot of people said, "Oh my God, thank you so much for posting this." Chances are that should be done. That should be put into something that you can then swap it over, right? I'll send you this. I'll create a freebie, a lead magnet for it. I'll send it over. Just give me your email address, right? So it's taking that next step, right? It's taking your information, your content, and making it valuable to someone. To make it more than just a throwaway post. This doesn't give you much reach. It doesn't do what you want it to do long term. You want your content to be working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, forever, right? And so that's what we're talking about today. And a bonus, we're going to give you one for free. All right, we're going to give you a template for free, so you can go ahead over the next 24 hours and create one yourself. Who's excited about that? I certainly am. All right, so let's start by building your brand statement. The next step will determine your who, what, how statement. And it comes down to these three areas. Your sub-markets, and we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll give you some examples of that. Your desired outcomes. What is a desired outcome? Desired outcomes are the next step from a goal. Goal is nice. Desired outcomes are actually being extremely specific about it. And it's time to get, like I said, drill down into this and take that sort of. Remember we talked about yesterday about general to specific now.
Yep.
A lot of people I've been seeing like weight loss. I like to help people get healthy. Healthy is a
generic.
beige
Well,
umbrella.
Healthy means different things to different people. To some people, healthy is weight loss. To other people, healthy is sleep. To other people, healthy is gut health. To other people, healthy is mindset. So it's very, very generic. And when it's generic, it becomes beige. And when it's beige, it just goes over the top of people's heads.
Then we're going to be talking about now your niche, right? So hopefully you've been doing the work. Like I said, we're going to go to the next level now. So if you haven't done that work, if you haven't spent the time, spending time writing it down and really deep diving into it and understanding those people that you want to talk to, chances are this is where you're gonna
Have to catch up.
fall in, right? So let's get stuck into it. All right, so we talk about mega niches. So when you start to think about the marketing world, all right, these are the big players in the world. Okay, this is a worldly view. Marketing tends to fit into these three mega niches, right? And these are the three buckets: either health, wealth, and relationships. These are the massive ones. If you just want to go and say, I want to help people with health, you are going against bazillion bits of content. Everyone's fighting for the position of being the health expert or the wealth expert or the relationships expert. These are mega niches. You're going to spend a lot of time, energy, and you're probably not going to win because you're going against massive companies, right? You're going against massive people with massive budgets, and you're not going to be seen. And that's why when we start looking at what you're writing down, it's not in your interest to go after, I'm helping people with their health. That's boring beige stuff. and someone already owns all that space. So you trying to fight in there ain't gonna work. It's like the red ocean, just full of sharks and everything in there. It's full of blood. You're not going to come out. Okay. So now what we do is we first decide which area we're going to drill down on. Right? Where do you want to be? And this is what that conversation was yesterday, Sammie.
That's exactly what we were talking about. Are you going to go? So first of all, we're looking at the buckets because, like Brett said, they are the major first subdivision of marketing. This is where multi-trillions of dollars are spent every single year in these three parts. So for you, it is looking at those three and going, am I more interested in health? Am I more interested in talking about wealth? Am I more interested in talking about community and about helping people, with motivation or mindset or different things like that? Where does my passion, where does my natural obsession lead me? Am I obsessed with products and learning about products and looking at science? Am I obsessed with helping people get health results? Am I more focused on marketing and business lingo and stuff like that? So you will know, you'll already know. You'll look at that and you'll be like, yeah, that's me. I'm my first step into who I am as a marketer. I'm one of those three buckets, and I guarantee you'll already have a good idea of where you naturally fit in.
So the next step is to move into the sub-markets, okay? So the sub-markets then is like a spin-off. And again, these are not exhaustive lists. These are just purely examples to get this conversation going, to get your creative juices flowing. Once you understand which mega niche, and chances are you've already created content before, you will lean towards one of these more often than anything else, right? Like if you want to just talk about wealth all the time, you're talking about money, you're talking about winning, success, you're talking about being able to, this strategy is going to make this money. You know that you're in the wealth bucket, right? You know that if you're talking about products, if you're talking about nutrition, you're talking about exercise, you're talking about fitness, you know that you're going to be falling into the health side of things. If you're talking about, I'm just going to be Mr. Motivator, which Sammie used to call me. Right, I actually changed it. Mr. Motivator. I'm talking about confidence.
That is an English guy, English fitness guy. You've got to look it up, Mr. Motivator.
You're talking about like you're always giving advice about relationship. You're like people always come to us and are like we should be targeting parents dealing with 5 kids because they always come to us and say, how do you do it? How do you do it? How you juggling all this stuff? So these are niches. These are sub-markets. And what Sammie, you going to say something?
What you will see when you go online, when you're on Instagram and you're scrolling along, when you're on Facebook, wherever, you'll see these sub-markets now. You'll see people have positioned themselves as, the mums on Instagram who are drilling right into that niche. They're talking about kids' clothing. They're talking about pregnancy. They're talking about all sorts, and they've built themselves up to be big influencers in that specific area, to a specific target market, to a specific age group. You'll see other people who've positioned themselves as investors or business sort of consultants. All they talk about all day long and position themselves is in that area. You'll see weight loss experts or fitness. You'll see personal trainers on there who have built their own apps, who've built massive followings, because all they do all day long is talk about the same thing. So instead of them talking about this generalized, wishy-washy thing, they start moving and going in and in and in and in until they get to their perfect niche.
And this is what you need to decide on, right? You need to decide on your mega niche. You need to then move on your sub-market. You don't stop at the sub-market because that's still a bit, you have a look at the first one there, weight loss. Weight loss really should be a mega niche by itself because to be honest, if your whole thing is weight loss, you are up against it where there is so much. It's like a loud. It's just the conversation of the world. You think that you're throwing this thing out there and it's like you're not going to hit anyone because you are, like we said, we are just little people here just thinking about our online business. You are up against it, tenfold in terms of the amount of money and of competition that's out there. The goal is to find the niche. And like I've given you some more information there, we move into now we know weight loss is whatever else, but keto could be the way to do it. If you're thinking about your products, you could be talking about gut health, right? So even gut health could be a sub-market, and you could then branch down, getting your gut on track with raw eating, all these different things. So these are just, you need to go there. You need to be willing to go to this next level.
And that's where CrossFit for Women was. So it moved from health, it moved into strength training and exercise and fitness. Now, I could have just stopped there and kept throwing out generalized workouts, but I moved it into a specific niche of women who had a specific desire to do a certain type of exercise, nothing else. It wasn't endurance athletes or people who wanted to run a marathon or people who were at the gym or people who were doing Les Mills classes. It was none of that. It cut them all out and it narrowed straight into one specific thing. So the more specific you can get, the more powerful your message is. Now, I know for some of you who are sitting on here now, you're like, what? I'm cutting out people from my message, but I need to be generic. I need to be all things to everyone. I promise you, marketing does not work like that. When you are generic, you are beige, and when you're beige, no one listens. And like Brett said, these are mega markets. You have so much competition from people on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok selling similar stuff. You have huge multi-billion-dollar industries pumping out stuff all day long. So the more specific you can get, the more in the eyes of your prospect you look like an expert, and you will hit that person straight between the eyes.
The reason why brands are so strong, right, in terms of the way that it makes us feel, that whole feeling about a brand, about brand identity, about brand awareness, about brand, is because they are consistent with the message, and that we're all creatures of habit. We all we don't like surprises and we don't like change. So for example, Mercedes-Benz. When you even just thinking of the word Mercedes-Benz, what does it invoke? What does it evoke to you? Does it evoke luxury? Does it evokes status? It evokes all these different things that already they've done such a great job of positioning their communication with the world. When you think of Volvo, right? Let's just talk about Volvo for a second. When you think of a Volvo car, what do you think of first? What's the first thing that comes to mind? Just put it in the chat when you get to this point. What is it that Volvo represents? All right. And so for me, I'm just going to answer it because I know there's a little bit of lag. So I'll be sitting here waiting all day for the chat to catch up. Volvo, safety. Volvo is safety. That's their niche. Their niche is all about
Middle-aged
safety.
man. Yeah, Rachel, safety.
Right? Why? Because they chose the niche to go down. Now, every other car has the same safety as everything else, right? Everything else has, airbags or stuff. But Volvo took the marketing angle and said, we are going to be known as the safe car, as safety. When people feel like they're getting in Volvo, they feel safe. And so that is their niche. So they've never come out with another car and gone, this one isn't as safe. Okay, guys, this one isn't as safe as the other one because we're going to go down the track of trying to flip these cars super quick because we're going to go into another niche. No, they stay true to their word. And this is the same, what Sammie is saying. Choose it, go after it, claim the space, and so that when everyone says your name, the next thing they think about is you and your niche. That is the game that ultimately is what we're working on.
And there is proof even that this works. Inside of Modere, there is a lady, maybe you can tell a story about the lady that sells keto, about her massive success in the US.
Go ahead. Yep. So the Platinum Black 3, she's doing over, she did, when we first came in, she was over $100,000 in commission for a month.
1 month.
And that was based upon her customers, right?
Not
why?
team.
Because she built her brand so strongly, and it was all centered around keto. Now, when you imagine this woman, she has a raving fan base of keto customers, and all she does all day is talk about what? She doesn't flip it round. She doesn't say, today, guys, we're off keto. We're going to talk about something else. We're going to talk about high carbs. Like, no, she's all in on one. She's chosen one thing and she's stuck to it. So then all her content, and this is the thing, right? If you do not know who you're talking to, you're going to be saying everything to everyone. You're going to just be talking nonsense.
That's right. If you don't have that specific group of people to talk to, you won't talk to anyone. It is huge. This lady has got 0 team and has built that income per month from a keto following. So she positions herself as a keto expert. Now, I'm not telling you all to go out there and just do, well, keto works for her, so I'll go out and do it. I'm not saying keto is the thing. What I am saying is find the thing that you are passionate about, and there is enough space out there for everyone. There is enough space for you to go out there and position yourself as, I don't know, a raw food expert. If you are passionate about eating like that, or you are, I don't know, a vegetarian and you're really passionate about that, go out there and position yourself as that. And what this lady has done, her consistency is second to none. She has positioned herself as this expert, brought these people into this group. They all want her advice. They all want her direction. They all buy whatever she tells them to buy. And she has created this massive, huge business from selling products without any team. Now, Modere is one of the only companies that you can do that. You cannot do that anywhere else that I've seen inside of this space. Just customers, just selling to customers. But what that should do to you is show you that that is possible and that you have the exact same opportunity as this lady to earn that amount of money, to own that space, to set yourself up as an expert, to sell to customers product, and in turn create this massive, huge marketing machine, which obliterates everything that you've ever done in your life. But it's setting yourself up as that expert and being consistent in your message. Someone cut me apart driving.
Something going on. So, all right. So this is very, these steps are very, very important and not to be missed, especially if you're wanting to go down that track.
Don't jump.
We're talking about that keto lady, for example. When you start thinking about lead magnets, when you think about content, everything would fall in line. Her social media, I can guarantee you, would be talking about nothing else but it. And then she would also have a back end, was basically say, if you want more information about, again, remember, dating first. We're not going in for the marriage call just yet. So a lot of people's mistakes on social media is they're trying to go straight for the jugular. They're like, let's forget all the dating. Let's just all get married. It's like, you can't do that. It's a back and forth conversation. And so this lead magnet, this thing that we're going to be talking about, this bit of content that you're going to be putting out there is going to be able to say, here, check it out. Here, check it out. Here, check it out. Over and over again. And the best thing is, once it's done, your best stuff, once it's done, you can bottle it up and you can hand it out all day long, right? And it comes from your content. Okay, so let's go back to this. All right, so that is your first step. Get clear. Just on that, even the relationship side, inner confidence, money mindset, dating advice, how to deal with teenagers, time management. I mean, if you're an amazing at time management and productivity and hacks. I mean, there's a woman that I saw out in the social media world that got paid millions to teach people how to organize their kitchen.
There's an Australian lady, a mum, she's like a blogger, I can't even remember her name. She sells planners. So she positioned herself as a person who had everything organized in her pantry, in her life. Like, she always had schedules, and she positioned herself all day long talking about how to schedule things, how to stick to things in your life, how to get your kids organized. She has created a multi-million-dollar business from creating planners for families. So it doesn't have to be this fancy thing that you think it does. It doesn't have to be, I've got to think of the next latest, greatest thing. You can take anything that you are passionate about, that you are interested in. It may sound mundane to the next person, but I promise you, if you're passionate and interested in it, there will be 100 million other people out there who are interested and passionate about the same thing. And this is about you finding them.
Yep.
This is not about you trying to find someone who's passionate about keto while you're talking about strength training. This is about you going, okay, there's someone for you, but I'm searching for the 100 million people in this niche who are all interested in strength training, and you're hitting them between the eyes with relevant content, and you are positioning yourself as the expert in that area.
So when you think of then again about Modere, right, your products, like how does this matter to you? Because I'm sure that you're not going to run out now and go, I'm going to become the time-saving productivity queen of the kitchen sort of thing, right? Like, and that doesn't make sense to the outcome, which is you ultimately want to sell these products, you want to move these products, you want to create this opportunity around talking about the challenges. So we've already done this work, right? Like we did this work and it's all located in the 3B system. So number one could be weight loss. We've got the lean body system. Number two is the gut health, because we understand this is a niche, right? This is a niche market. So we bottled them up and we put them in different packages. So what you want to think about is the conversation that leads up to that. Okay, so again, it's no good just running around trying to flick a challenge at someone and be done with it. What you want to do is you want to move your marketplace from conversation, top of funnel, what we talk about, your social media posts and those sort of things. Then you move them into your world so that you can control the market, control the traffic. That's exactly what the point of this whole conversation is going to be about, is that then you can start to control the conversation that goes on, deepen the relationship, and then when it comes time to going, guys, I'm launching a 30-day gut health challenge that's going to be all about this. You know that I'm the gut health guru or whatever else it is, then, take this advice. You already have this raving fan base of people who have already filtered. They're highly qualified leads. They've gone in. They're not just thinking, out there in the world going, oh, all of a sudden just tripped over your challenge. Like you're bringing them into your world, and then you're handing them so much value. And if it is about gut health, it should be all about gut health. Gut health. Every day should be gut health content. Gut health. 6 ways to do that. 5 ways to do that. How to get more gut in your gut health days. Whatever else it is. Right? So these are the things. These are the things that you're going to be working on. The first step is to build that first lead magnet. All right. So this is, all right, let's just go back onto here. Okay. So once you have done it, now it's time to put your pen to paper and write your who, what, how statement. Now that your creative juices are flowing, hopefully you've got this idea. And again, I can see some of you in the chats already jumped. Like they're too far. Like some of you got real getting clear on it. Some people are too far ahead. Stay here. Stay here. Stay here.
Get this
you
part
red personalities.
First.
Your red personalities are
Get
too
bullet point.
ads. Just stay with us. Understand this is your DNA of your business. This is the DNA of your brand.
If you don't do this part and get this part right, it doesn't matter about you could have 60 business pages, you could spend $20,000 on ads, you will not get anywhere. You have got to slow down, and you've got to get really specific and really clear on this part first before you start moving out into the wider marketing universe.
Great. So write it down. I'm going to teach sub-market. So remember, if I need to go back just a sec, sub-market. I'm going to teach weight loss, diet, nutrition, strength training, recipes, online business, marketing, sales,
and remember,
finance.
that's just an example. Your little title may not be in here. There may be another one.
You could draw a circle. You know the whole brainstorm? Draw a circle in the middle of your page. Draw the mega niche and just dump it. Everything that you can think of, and then see if you can sprout off those. Once you've got enough words and you've exhausted that, dump it again and put it all in. So this is what it's going to be. I'm going to teach the sub-market how to desired outcome, lose weight, build a funnel, build a marketing brand, social media posts, social media content, whatever. Through what? Through how do you do it? All right. So write that down, and then your job and your homework is to create one. And then I want you to post it into the group and try it out. Guys, I want you to be this succinct, this exact, all right? This formal in this moment, all right? So that's what you need to get to. Right down to a fine tune. And of course, I've given you some examples. I'm going to teach network marketers how to build an online lead and sales system and attract high quality prospects in 5 short days without wasting time and money.
I'm going to teach people who are wanting to lose weight how to drop 10 kilos without exercise through the Lean Body Challenge.
I'm going to teach busy mums how to age backwards naturally in 3 easy steps without wasting money or wasting time.
I'm going to teach stay-at-home mums how to make money online and build an e-commerce business in 3 easy steps without sacrificing family time.
I'm going to teach network marketers how to design jaw-dropping lead magnets, just like we're doing right now, and convert prospects into loyal customers in 5 short days without wasting time and money.
I'm going to teach personal trainers how to make more sales and fill their client schedule in 1 week without wasting time or running themselves into the wall.
I'm going to teach personal trainers how to make more sales and fill their client schedule in 1 week without wasting time running themselves into the wall, just like the one that I wrote before.
You've just copied it.
Sammie stole my idea. So this, like, you can hear that once you create the statement, it starts to define you. It starts to define the direction.
And it keeps your message clear. Because like I said before, when you have a beige statement or you're helping everyone in the world, you want to help everyone in the world, it's like, meh, whatever, it goes over everybody's head. No one hears. Nobody can hear beige. They can't hear it. They are deaf to beige. Everyone now online is deaf to anything beige. If you're a personal trainer and you're sitting there trying to work out your schedule and you're like, oh my gosh, this is a nightmare, and someone comes on and says, I help personal trainers how to sort out their schedule, you're like, okay, I can hear you. I hear you because you are specific to what I need. You are specific to my pain point. I'm a stay-at-home mum and I'm struggling with the kids and I'm trying to get organised, and then you come along and say, I help stay-at-home mums get organised with their kids. All of a sudden I can hear you. I can hear you through social media. I can hear you through all of the noise that's out there and they're selling to me and look at this and come over here. I can hear your message loud and clear. It cuts through the noise. And that's what being specific is. That's what niching down is. It's giving you that message so that when you send it out to the world on your TV channel, which is your Facebook pages or your Instagram or your TikTok or whatever it is you're using, it is a very loud, very powerful message that cuts through all of the noise and wish-wash and hype, and it gets straight to that person's ears. But if you are focused on the beige and you're scared to get specific and you're still generic, just know that it will never be heard online. It will not be heard.
Well, it doesn't give you the voice. It doesn't give you a voice. You're just you're like a copycat rather than be a standout. And I don't know about, like, in marketing, copycats die, right? Standouts are the one that people follow. They're the ones that get influenced. They're the ones that are up to stuff, and you are up to stuff. And this is such a crucial line in the sand moment for a lot of people. They get this and they go, okay, wow. Like I said, everyone comes in here a little bit blinded. They sort of try, and then what they do is they spend the next 2 years trying to work themselves back out of it. And this is your line in the sand moment. The best thing is...
This is where you turn into a proper marketer. Because like what Brett was saying earlier as well, when you first start this business, you come in, you've got energy and excitement. That will get you so far. That gets you to level 1 of your business. Yes, I'm excited. This is all new. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it looks amazing. That will get you step 1. Step 2 is your warm market. Oh, you've got all these friends and family and people, and I'll buy it, whatever it is, because they love your energy and they trust you. However, to have better results, to move to the next level, you have to start acting like a professional marketer. And you can only achieve that by going through these steps.
All right, so these are some examples, again, just to get your creative juices flowing. This is what's going on. So again, I can see people worrying too much about landing pages and business pages. Stay with us.
Stay here.
Just write it. Just write the statement and be done and know that you've accomplished something.
And another thing, like what you were saying at the beginning, we'll see out of the 120 people, and this should also, for everyone who's on here watching this, just watch and see if 124 people actually come up with this and actually do it, you will see that 124 people will not even do this work to get them to the next level. And that should also give you an idea on what is going on with your message when you're putting out this amazing stuff, but it may be a little bit generic out there into social media world, that it's not heard by everyone and people don't take it and do something with it.
All right, so let's keep moving on. And again, there is work to be done. As you can see, there is homework to be done. I want you to be uncomfortable with this for a bit. You need to sit in this and be uncomfortable, because it's your job to work yourself back out of it. It's your job to define it. It's your job to be owning that space and then position yourself. And this is your first step to positioning yourself. After you have done that work, the next thing is move into a lead magnet. All right, this is your very next step. Before business pages, before landing pages, I get everyone's all very excited, all that sort of different stuff. You need to define it and make sure that, again, you sit inside those buckets, and you know that at the end of it, you are going to come up with selling and presenting and promoting the products that you ultimately make your money from. All right, so a lead magnet is simply this. A lead magnet is a resource, product or service given away for free in order to collect new audience members into your orbit. You capture their information and now have a warm lead you can nurture further rather than constantly talking to a cold audience. Making sales becomes way easier because they've opted into your world already. They already like the knowledge, wisdom you're giving out. This is what a lead magnet does. Now, I know yesterday we were talking about, and Joe Butler brought up a great point. It's like, well, the spammy, I don't want to ask for an email because people are going to think I'm going to smash them. Mm-hmm. It all comes down to influence, right? So influence is going to be key to this. Now, what I would suggest you do is type in Robert Cialdini and look at influence, like the book that he wrote. He covers the 6 different ways of influence. This lead magnet works on the fundamental part, which is step 1 of his influence, and that is reciprocity. Yeah,
do you want me to read it? One of the most basic principles of influence is to simply give that which you want to receive. In other words, doing right by others is a good way to get others to do the same for you. This idea of reciprocity is very powerful. There are a couple of ways to have this work for you: giving others small gifts, treating others with respect, and doing favors for those in need are all things that can win you points with other individuals. So a good approach is to always help others and be kind when you have the opportunity, because you never know how it may help you down the line. Moreover, it's these small acts of kindness that you will be remembered for and will come in handy whenever you need a favor yourself. Now, you can take that's just what reciprocity is. It's right. Basically, you be a good human, and guess what? People will be a good human back to you. That's basically what it is. But it also works in terms of marketing. You giving out value, you giving out great tips, you giving out help, you giving out training, you giving out strategies, or whatever it is that you can impact someone else's life in a positive way, they will want to do the same back for you. It's like an inbuilt human thing. You feel awkward. If someone gives you something, like, you get this feeling of awkwardness, like, I need to do something now to give you something back. Or I need to, I'll have your kids on Saturday night. Guess what? Immediately you're thinking, I'm going to have yours. I'm going to have to organize it. Don't worry. I'll have your kids the week after. It's because it's inbuilt in us to give back to each other.
So I just want you to use an example, and that is that when someone invites you for dinner, right? One of your friends has invited you for dinner, or someone that you don't know, or you're just starting to create that relationship with people, and they say, "Hey, how about you join us for dinner? Have a great night, whatever else," and then you leave. How does that make you feel? All right, makes you feel good, makes you feel, oh man, they're lovely people, and that sort of stuff. But there's an imbalance. It creates an imbalance in you, in all of us. And that is what they've given you something of more value than what you've been able to give back. So what do you got to do? You've got to balance it up. That's the whole instinctual thing of humans, and that is, well, they invited me for dinner, so I'm going to have to invite them back for dinner, because we've got to balance the scores here. The scorecard is 1-0. Doesn't matter how you cut it. Now, if I create a great value piece of content, right, something that I've worked hard on, something that I've poured myself into, whatever it is, but it's specific to the lead, like the prospect that I'm wanting to attract, and I put it out there for everyone to have, right? You take it because you want it, but at the same time, you've got to give up something. So the give up is, give us your email address, and I'll give you the freebie. And so depending on how juicy the lead magnet is, will determine on how hungry the person is who's reading it. And I can tell you now, if it's juicy enough, people are going to be throwing more than their email address at you. All right, they're going to be paying for things. But for the moment, the information that you create, the content you create, like I said, beige ain't going to work. So 6 steps to better health ain't going to cut it. All right, the secret to aging backwards, eating these 4 raw foods, might be a different story, especially for people who are the target market that you're after. So this is the game. This is why it works. This is why there's not a trade-off of you're going to spam me. This is the trade-off of, well, I'll throw in my kid if it's, I'll give you 2 of my kids. If the content is I'm hungry enough for it and the appetite's enough, I'm going to hand it over. And that, my friends, is what we call pre-qualifying your lead. It's sorting and sifting the to the hungry. And you're only interested, when you're making sales and you're building a team, you're only interested in the hot, hungry market. That's what you want. And this lead magnet is the first step to sorting them from them. And you don't want everyone. Remember, your game isn't to have everyone. But this lead magnet also saves you time. It gets rid of those people who are just like flapping about in your world, just wanting, to drain your energy. It's the people who are like, I want to know the answer to that, so I'm gonna go through with it. And that's the people you want to spend the most time with. All right, so let's get stuck into it, because so hopefully you understand that. So let's now look in the fundamentals. Like, let's just look at the logistic, like the things that happen with lead magnets, right? Number 1, provide value to your new subscriber. It's got to be value, Sammie. It's got to be value added.
Yeah, you've got to be talking to someone's pain point. So for me, for instance, when I was searching around Facebook, scrolling around, I was thinking about weight loss. I was pregnant with number 5 baby. I shared this yesterday. I could not care about anything else. I was just thinking, how am I going to get myself back to normal after I've had this child? So it was a pain point inside of me that made me look straight away at that person. So having that clear message, giving value to that person so they feel like you are the expert. When they come to you, you're going to help them sort out a solution. You have to look at that step first and position yourself.
Number 2, give the information people are looking for. This is very important. Like I said, it's not just creating just beigey stuff. You know exactly who it is. You know exactly who you're talking to. You've got your who and what statement. You've got everything defined. You know exactly their pain points. And again, this is exactly why we did this in step 1, in day 1. And that is, know all their pains and problems and whatever else is going on. What are they actively searching for? What is the stuff that keeps these people up at night? What are the things that they are like hungry for? At the end of the day, you don't need all these bells and whistles and all these tactics and strategies or wherever else. In marketing, you need to find the hungry crowd. If you want to sell more, you need to find the hungry crowd. Give them the information that people are looking for already. Number 3 is provide a solution as quickly as possible. You need to give it to them and say, this is going to create instant, what's the word? Instant relief. That's why the Panadol and all these different things, you don't care so much about it until you've got a headache and you want the solution. And that's why they put rapid on the box of Panadol. Why? Because you think by taking it, it's going to work faster. And you want that pain, you want the Band-Aid ripped off super fast. So giving the solution as quickly as possible, and the 4th one is in the quickest amount of time. So in terms of your lead magnet, it could be 1 page. It could just be one thing. It doesn't have to be a book. You don't have to create this novel. We're not talking about novels here. We're talking about quick, easy value
Tips.
that can be easily consumed. And so it's speed, not the size.
So it could be someone, for instance, coming to you for anti-aging, and you have created a PDF. It might be 300 words, and it may just be bullet points. Guess what? You're interested in anti-aging? I've got this thing. I've got 4 recipes for anti-aging that you might want to look at and you may want to eat, through the week. I've got some bullet points here of whatever, something you could do, a regime, a skincare regime. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be half a page. It could be anything. It's just something of value that when that person comes to you and says, weight loss, you go, I've got just the thing for you. It's only a little thing. I'm going to send it through to you now. Just shoot me your email and I'll send it straight through to you. I promise every single person is going to say, give me it now. And the shorter and the more specific and the more bullet point and the more it speaks to their pain will be your level of success that you get there.
Absolutely. All right. So let's continue on because you've got a lot of work to do after this. So I can see a lot of people are already freaking out. All right. So a lead magnet is a resource, product, or service that is given away free in order to collect contact information. So we already get it. Contact information might include email address, phone number, name, and shipping information. To be honest, what works the best is their name and an email. That's all you need at the moment, right? I think maybe Kelly asked in the chat, what about phone numbers and all this stuff? The more barriers of entry that you ask for, the more you are going to sift and sort the people, right? Just be aware of that. Even if it's just an email, if it's just an email, not a name, then that means it's less work for the person to get over the bump. And you want people to get over the bump and you want to make sure that it's a low barrier of entry. So here's 20 lead magnet ideas right off the bat. Discounts, email newsletters, free trials, waiting lists, design some assets, some templates or whatever else you're already done, access to communities, quizzes, worksheets, workbooks, spreadsheets, tutorial class webinars, online summits, the whole lot. Courses, mini courses.
You may do, if you love videos, you may do like a 2-minute video on food to eat for anti-aging. You may do a 2-minute video on weight loss. You may do, a little worksheet, like we said, a half-page bullet points on fat-burning foods. Or it could be anything. Honestly, it does not have to be this great big essay, this book. It doesn't have to look amazing. It doesn't have to do any of that, but it does have to tell someone something and give them some valuable information.
Absolutely. And so again, all these are there for the taking. What you have to decide is what's going to be the easiest digestible thing that you can give away that's going to add instant value and instant relief to a person that you're wanting to talk to. And it comes back to then your who and what statement again. What does that person want? The problems and solutions. What pain could you solve right now in the simplest way possible?
And the fastest.
Right? Like think about the Panadol. It's just a little tablet. Take and that's it. Done. Goodbye headaches. All right. So here we go, team. It's time to build a lead magnet. Number 1 in your action is design who and what statement. You cannot pass this. You cannot build landing pages and business pages and all this crazy stuff that you think you need to have before passing through these sections, right? Design who and what statement. Number 2, decide on your type of lead magnet you're going to design. Simple. All right. And number 3, create the content for your lead magnet. You are going to have 24 hours to create this. You are going to have loads of ups and downs, wall-kicking moments. This is the test. This is the challenge.
You may have even already created it. You may have done a post on your social media or a video, or you've posted something in the 3B Collective, or you've been working on some other part of your business and you've already got some stuff stored away. Like it could be anywhere. You look back through things that you've already done and have a look through your social media, and you may find the lead magnet may already be designed. You may be like, that's it, that's me. I'm weight loss. I did an amazing 2-minute video on weight loss that I have sent out to people, or I posted on my Facebook page and 50 people commented. That's my lead magnet.
Hey, wouldn't it be good, right? Like, wouldn't it be good though if someone created like a workbook guide to help you build a lead magnet? Wouldn't that be good?
That would be great.
Like at the moment, I
It
mean,
would save me a job.
it would save you some time and energy. So what about this? How about we've already created one for you, which is our lead magnet secrets. Would that be of value to you? All you got to do is put your email address in, and then you could have it, right? 13 pages. I'm gonna help you with your title, help you with that, and on top of that, how about I throw in a template in Canva that you could have instant access to, and all you got to do is fill in your content and actually put in your pictures. Would that be of something of value to you?
Type it
Just
in the
type
chat.
it in value if you think that might be worthwhile having. So I mean, like,
Can you see now?
work it out, team.
Because we're talking to you and talking about lead magnets. You now have a pain point because you're like, wow, I've got 24 hours. How am I going to do this? Oh gosh, how am I going to structure this? How am I going to work it all out? So this is of great value to you. This is like, give it to me because I want to have a look at it and I want to be able to use it because I have a pain point. My pain point is I have 24 hours to get this done and I need to get it done in the fastest way possible. Give me whatever you've got to help ease that journey through. This is no different to anything else that you are talking about. It's just we're talking to the hungry market, which is marketers who want to know how to market. You may be talking to people who want to lose weight. You may be talking to people who want to live a clean label life. You may be talking to people who want anti-aging results. Like whatever it is, you find that hungry market and then you speak their language and give them value.
So I know you saw what we did there, and that was the whole point of it, right? Like, is to understand that number one, people have a genuine need for what you have, understanding who you're talking to and understanding what their pain points will be, and then walking through the step process and going, right, at which part do they fall short and which part could I add value? And they're the niches, they're the opportunities. That's what an entrepreneur does, right? An entrepreneur basically looks for a problem and then solves it for money, right? That's what an entrepreneur does. They look for problems and then they go, I can fix that. That little bit there, I can just fix that. And then what I'll do is in the process is I'll charge people for that, and that's how an entrepreneur makes their money. But the whole game of an entrepreneur is to find the problems, right? To find problems and to solve them. So this is what we're going to be doing here. And this is, we're talking about it. You've got a lead magnet, all this stuff. Even a template,
and that's why
could be a great lead magnet for what you're doing.
It could be, depending on what your niche market is. You could come up with anything, and that's why what we did do is we took all of the products of Modair, all 150, probably 200 by now, and parceled them into challenges to niche them down. So rather than it just be everything for everyone, choose what you like. It was, you want anti-aging, you're in the anti-aging niche, guess what, there's a challenge for you. You're in the gut health niche, guess what, there's a challenge for you, and so on. We even did the business one. We even did the launch pad and the e-commerce book to talk to people, if that was your niche, to talk on your behalf. It was all done for you, that you can send out, and all you had to do is position yourself as that expert, and then you have all this collateral around you inside of this team that you have access to for free. You just grab it and send it. You can work it out like that, but that's why we did all of the challenges, because we understand that finding your niche is extremely, extremely important.
Don't skip day one.
Yeah.
Don't skip day two. Okay? If you have to do more work, do it. But make sure that you're clear. Go back to it. Draw mind maps. Draw it all out. Get clear on it. Share your statement on the community page. Share with people what's going on. We are all here to work together on this. No answer is the dumb one. The fact remains is if you're putting it out there and you're showcasing what's going on, it shows that you're in motion. You're actually working things out. Again, what Sammie said. Some people be thinking that they're too highly skilled for this, and they're not. They're going to pass all this and just wait for the final bit or whatever else. This is a fallacy. The people who are going to get stuck in and do the hard work now, they're going to reap the rewards at the end of it. Because as you can see, we are compounding now. And if you don't do the work now, when it comes to like, if we're going to talk, I'm going to talk about landing pages, funnels, email database, content schedules and stuff. That's not going to be any good if you don't have this engine working for you. So make sure you do the work. We'll see you.
And if you have got team or friends or business partners or whatever on here as well, make sure that you go and you speak to them and tell them that they have to do the work and they have to watch this all the way through, because this is where we're training real marketers. Gone is the point of posting on your social media, hoping that, you pump out 10 amazing Canva stories that someone in your friend list who hasn't bought from you in the last 2.5 years is somehow going to buy from you. This is you moving into being a good marketer and having good business principles inside of your online business. And that's where you have to move to if you want progression in any area.
These workbooks, the workbook and the template will be available in the central hub. So get cracking. And once you've completed your lead magnet, share it on the page. Let's all have a look. Let's all, put it out there before you go and, send it out to the world, which I'm sure you're dying to do. Let's put it into the group and let's all share our takeaways and share our work together as a collaborative effort. So stay tuned. Day 3 is on its way.